These 2 weeks will separate pro players from the rest, and if you're at the right skill level, I promise you if you watch this entire video and follow the routine I cover, you will go pro, and this is because we are entering the very start of the tournament season, where your first tournaments matter, which will open up opportunities for new players to go pro in only 2 weeks. And in this video, I will give you the routine that top pro players are using in order to maximize their performance for when tournaments really matter. So let's hop into step 1. Take a break. And before you leave, this is probably what you're not expecting. You need to take a 1-day break before starting these things, and this is because you're going to be grinding the game out for the next 2 weeks as much as possible, which means in order to hopefully stop burnout from starting, we need 1 whole day to relax and reset in Fortnite. This way you can consistently improve at Fortnite, and it has been proven that taking a 1-day break from anything you do can enhance your performance when you return to it. Now, you should take a 1-day break if you are a beginner to like a mediocre player, but the more advanced you are at the game means the longer the break should be. If you have consistently placed well in ranked or tournaments for the last couple of years, taking a 2 to 3 day break will be more beneficial because you have a longer break and return and be better just because you have overall muscle memory. However, I don't recommend going on a break for more than 5 days to a week as you might stunt your growth in the game. But not taking a break will also stunt your growth and keep you at a skill cap. Now that we have taken a break, it goes nicely into the next thing, which is how to properly grind and following the right routine in order to actually become a pro, which leads directly into arguably the most important thing in Fortnite, fighting. Step 2, fighting. This is when most players and pros play more creative during the beginning of the season compared to the end. This allows you to have the most amount of fighting repetition, which ultimately leads into faster improvement in the game. However, this doesn't necessarily mean you should be playing a lot more creative. Once again, you need to have an actual equal balance of creative and battle royale, or ranked, so that you aren't only able to fight in creative, but in actual game-like scenarios. Also, pros usually only play more creative at the beginning of the season because towards the end of the previous season, they are focused on grinding ranked and scrims in some of the biggest tournaments possible. So how much creative should you actually be playing on a day-to-day basis? Well, I would say anywhere from 30 minutes to 1 hour. This allows you to take as many fights as possible without burning yourself out or making you overly reliant on creative alone. It's also better through practicing these fights in something like realistic ones, as that can help you with game-like scenarios, improving your fighting because it's all about repetition and in-game. Once again though, if you struggle with grinding ranked or ranking up, I recommend shortening that time to about only 1/4 of your total playtime. So if you only have 1 hour to play 25 minutes in creative. So if you only have 1 hour to play 15 minutes in creative. But if you can consistently win games and rank up, I would recommend doing 1/3 of your time or even half of your time in creative so you can maximize your fighting potential. However, the most important thing about your practice is actually the quality of practice over the quantity. So if you feel like you are improving after 20 minutes of creative, you can go play ranked or even take like a 5-minute break and then come back to more creative. And this leads into the next part of the video, the perfect pro routine. Step 3, the best creative routine. The most important thing when coming to your routine is focusing on the things that you struggle with the most. So if you have problems with your aim, focus on your aim. And if you have problems with your piece control, focus on that. The fastest way to improve is taking those things and making them your best aspects of fighting. The nice thing about creative is that there are maps for every element of the game, from fighting to awareness and even endgame scrims. Now I'm going to talk about some of the maps that are the best for improving your overall mechanics. The first ones are for aim, and I would recommend the new Mechanics V5 training map from Raider464, his headshot only map by Raider464, and Raider464 aim duels. You can also play with third-party softwares like Kovacs, AimLabs, or Oblivity. I recommend Kovacs or Oblivity, even though AimLabs is almost just as good, and they are all very similar. Now, for the building and editing, I will once again recommend the Raiders464 Mechanics V5 training map and the Raider464 free build map. There are also a lot of different very good mechanic training maps, and when it comes to fighting, I would recommend the 32-player Zone Wars, Martaz Turtle Wars, 1v1 maps, Forever Zone Wars, box fight maps, and realistic maps, as well as the 1v2 maps or even speed realistics. Now, what I recommend for all of you is to pick 1 map from the aiming maps, 2 from the editing and building maps, and 2 from the fighting maps. And remember to choose maps that focus on your weaknesses, which, if it is the game realistic scenarios, pick realistics. If it is more focused on fast-paced box fights, choose Martaz Turtle Wars. Another very important thing when it comes to playing in creative is to fight players that are the same skill level as you or higher, because you aren't going to get better by clipping players that are worse than you. And if you are looking for the fastest and best improvement, playing against the best top players will help you out the most. Now, before I tell you about one of the most important things you need to do to become a pro in Fortnite and improve, I want to ask you something. If you're enjoying this video, it would mean a lot to me if you could drop a like down below and use my code NOTFLOW in the Fortnite item shop to help me out. and make better content for you guys. But now, let me tell you about step number 4. Step 4, the right way to play ranked in Fortnite. The way you play ranked is one of the biggest factors when it comes to determining if you're going to go pro or not. So here's what you need to do. You need to focus on playing the game out and winning as often as possible, as consistency is often the most rewarded when it comes to Fortnite. Now, I'm not saying camp, because then you wouldn't get any actual benefits from playing ranked and fighting. I'm saying take fights that you can win, and when you're losing fights, to reset and reevaluate the situation so that you can come back to the fight and win that fight and beat that player. I recommend trying and getting wins with at least 5 to 10 kills, as if you do that in any tournament and consistently place like that, you will easily make money and become a pro instantly. Also, don't play ranked overly fast paced. If you're playing it super fast paced and pushing every single player and you're not placing consistently, it will affect your overall progress that you want to have in tournaments. Play like you want to practice and practice like you want to play. And this perfectly goes into step 5. Step 5, how pros actually become pros. And this is the most important thing that is going to take your gameplay from average to pro, and that is scrims. If pros can do one thing that stands out from the rest of the players, is that they know how to play scrims, and they play scrims daily to unlock their full potential in Fortnite. The way you want to play scrims is to once again use this as a time to improve, and have it being actually beneficial to your gameplay. So don't hide in a cone all game. Actually use this time to take fights and do stuff you wouldn't normally do. Try and follow how the pros play scrims and try to copy them. Maybe one scrim you take more fights than usual. Then another one you play out safely the whole match. The reason scrims are so important is because they can help you find out how and what way you're going to play out for your tournaments. They will help you determine if you're going to be more aggressive or more passive, and what times of the match you are willing to take risks. The reason you play scrims is to maximize the amount of strategies you can use, so once you go into tournaments, you have way more plays than anyone else. Another very important thing when it comes to playing scrims is pressure. When playing scrims, you are under a lot more pressure than any other aspect in Fortnite, and playing in pressure is one of the best ways to improve, as in tournaments you are always going to feel under pressure, as you actually have something to lose compared to ranked games, or just battle royale games, or creative. Playing enough scrims continuously will help you play better under pressure and might actually make you not nervous at all. That is why you once again never see pros overly scared or nervous of pro endgames or playing tournaments, and that is because they are used to the pressure. And this leads nicely into step 6. Step 6, it's all on you. Everything from your improvement in Fortnite to your mentality is all on you. Yes, you can have outside factors like ping or FPS that may be roadblocks in your path, but nothing can stop you from actually becoming a pro in Fortnite besides yourself. You need to make sure you are using your advantages against your opponents. If you have 0 ping, use that to your advantage. If you have 240 FPS, you have an advantage. Use your unfair advantages to beat your opponents. And once again, this is all on you. The only thing holding you back is you, and some simple decisions. It's not you versus the world, it's you versus you. And I would like to say thank you so much for watching this video, and if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below about what you're going to do first to actually become a Fortnite pro. And once again, if you want to support me, please use code NOTFLOW in the Fortnite item shop. I love all of you, good luck on your Fortnite journey, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace, guys.